I'd like to include a table of contents and a cover page at the beginning of my document. Now I've set up my document using the heading 1, 2, 3, and so forth styles for the different headings on my pages. The table of contents will pick this up automatically. The first thing I want to do is come out to the very beginning of my document. So I will click in my document someplace and do a Control Home to move to the very beginning, and then from here I want to come out and I want to insert a next page section break. So at the very beginning I will come up and I will choose Page Layout, Breaks, Next Page Section Break, and then from here I'll insert my table of contents. I'll do a Control Home. That'll move me in front of the section break, and then from here I'll come up and under References I will choose Table of Contents, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop in just this standard table of contents that we have here, and it populates this with the table of contents. Notice that the table of contents picks up all the different multi-level heading styles and also the numbering scheme that's been applied, the multi-level list numbering scheme that we had in our document. Now this is very important at this point. I want to come out here and I want to take a look at my footers here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click my beginning of my document here, my first page. I'm going to come down to the footer and double click to go into the footer, and I can see that I'm on section 1 here and section 1 here, but I'm starting on section 2 over here on the other page. So what I want to do here is I want to look out here and see that this is same as previous, meaning it's going to go ahead and follow this section. Well, I want to delete these footers out of here, but if I do that, the way it's set up, it's going to delete the footers all the way through the document. So I want to disconnect this section from this section, and because I'm using odd and even page footers, I'm going to have to do it for both the odd page and the even page. Don't forget that. And if you're using a first page as well, you're going to have to undo it for that guy as well, but we're not using that right now. So we're just using odd and even. So I'm going to come out here to this guy. I'm going to make sure I'm in the footer here, and up under the design I'm going to want to click the button that says link to previous, and that will take out the link. And I'll do this over for my even page as well. I'll select and choose link to previous to turn it off. Now the other section 3, 4, and 5 and whatever, I'm going to leave those linked to the first two here. So any changes I make up at the beginning will cascade all the way through. And now at this point, since I've turned that off, I can come out, I can select my footers here, and I can delete those from my table of contents, and they still reside in the rest of my document just as they did before. Perhaps my table of contents is a little too long. I'm showing my heading level 1, 2, and 3. Maybe I only want to show the heading 1 and 2. So what I'm going to do is just come out here and I will click in my table of contents, and when it lights up like this where I see the update table at the top, I'm going to come up to the insert menu, come down and choose rather the reference tab, come under table of contents and choose insert table of contents down at the bottom, and I'm going to tell it that I don't want to see 3 levels, I just want to see 2 levels. So I'll change this number to 2. I'll click OK. It'll ask me if I want to replace the table of contents. I'll click OK, and now I have a much shorter abbreviated table of contents. Now if I come out and double click on a footer, I can see that I'm starting out here on an odd page. All this means is a left-hand page here, but my heading also starts out here on an odd page. So keep in mind that when you have this like this and you go to print preview, it's actually going to show you that you have a blank page after your first page. This is to retain this left-right heading business that we had before. But I still have my odd page footer on the left and my even page footer on the right throughout my document. Odd page footer on the left, odd page footer on the left. Again, we're breaking because we're starting a new heading 1 on a new section, so there's actually a blank page between these two. I see over here my even page for the same section, section 4, is starting over here on the right, and then again under section 5 I've got my odd page on the left and my even page page numbering on the right. I'll come out here, double click anywhere in my document, and I'm going to come up and choose a cover page as well. So I'll click on cover page and I'll just choose this first one here for alphabet, and it pops in a cover page. Again, if I come down here and take a look, I've got my first page footer for the cover page. It puts that in automatically. I've got my odd page. So this would be the first page, and then if you turn this page over, it's a blank page, and then you've got your table of contents on the left-hand side. Again, you're breaking for a new section, so you've got a blank page, and then you've got on the back side of that blank page, you're starting your first odd page footer section. But all your even pages are still on the right, your odd pages. So if you go to print preview, it looks something like this. You've got your cover page, you flip the cover page, and then on the left-hand side, you have your table of contents and then a blank page. You flip that page over, and on the odd page, you start paging. So I see left, right, left, and then we start a new section number up here. So this is going to be a blank page for the right. I flip the page over, I start the new section here. I've got left, right, left, right.